Live from the internet and recorded on May 23rd, 2018. This is the Crystal Chronicles, episode number 11, your Final Fantasy Dissidia Omnia podcast. My name is Pierre, and I'm joined, as usual, by my good friend Mark. Hey, Mark, how we doing tonight?
Hey, Pierre. Hey, Twitchers. Hey, Dissidians. We're doing pretty good.
So, before anything, we've got a major news break. Stop the press. It's more important than anything else we'll be talking about. The PuPu plushies are coming. Price normally at $26.99, but for a limited time for the pre-order, Square is selling them for $24.29. That's US dollars for those of you living in other countries, such as myself. And for that amount of money, you can get the adorable, lovable character from Final Fantasy VIII in plush form.
Yeah, I've already ordered a gross. So how many is that? 300 and so, like a semi load. Already ordered a whole UFO of poo-poos. I'm just gonna throw them out the car, just to brighten people's day. I'm just gonna scream as I'm gonna be driving down the highway 90 miles an hour. You've been poo-pooed, and just
throwing the plushie at them. You've been poo-pooed.
America is gonna be great again. That's my promise.
So make America great again with PuPu. PuPu for president.
Such a weird character that has kind of a weird cult following within an already kind of cult following.
Yeah, it's a
fandom
subgenre in a subgenre by itself. So,
which game was that? Like a whole thing? Mobius, maybe? Mobius had the whole like PuPu invasion, or was it another Final Fantasy mobile game that we had that had all the PuPus? Trying to think which one am I missing? Which game am I?
It's Mobius Final Fantasy that episode 7 that had the PuPu invasion where you would fight an endless amount of PuPus.
So weird. It's so weird. I don't get it, but whatever. Hey, there's room in Final Fantasy for all the PuPu.
All the PuPus, and obviously I'm starting the podcast, and what would you know? Tokyo the cat is already brewing a storm up there, so
it's coming.
Anyway,
she's like Godzilla.
Yeah, he's like our own little personal Godzilla. So, we've got some follow-ups to do before we jump into the action. The first one being Tushen101 on YouTube was nice enough to let us know that if you're looking for sticky liquid, and that's in the game, not in real life because it's super gross, you can get a whole lot of sticky liquid in Chapter 7.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you sure can get a whole bunch of it in
Chapter 7 and Stage 4 on hard. So when you're hard on Chapter 7, there's sticky liquid. Sorry.
This is going downhill. 7.3 is also a good option. It has more levels, more enemies. Yeah, you can get any of the upgrade materials at really any of the levels, but obviously the harder the level, the more liquid you'll get. So
just make sure you do it on hard, because in normal it's not. Oh boy! All right, 4 minutes into it.
This is 4 minutes. We've already had poo-poo and dick jokes, so
it doesn't get any better than this.
This is our crowning achievement.
Oh boy! Moving on. We had some talk last week about co-op, and you had a point about the Runaway Prince event where you said, you know what, don't bring any of the event characters, and for those of you at home wondering, this is Warrior of Light, Ram, and Sabin. So hey, we gotta stop that. We've got a Square Enix person with us tonight on Twitch. That would be Square Enix Glassy. So we gotta give a little shout out to Glassy. Thank you for being there, and I'm sorry you might not have caught our most awesome show beginning, but yeah.
So it goes.
So yeah, basically you were saying don't bring Warrior of Light, Rem, and Sabin. Just bring someone else. And I've come to a realization. You are wrong. You're just freaking OP'd.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Because Sabin works.
No, Sabin's fine in the vet.
Sabin's
sure.
fine. He's kicking ass. He's got good,
Well, let's not get crazy, but yeah, sure.
No, compared to
Warrior of Light.
yeah, Warrior of Light or Ram, he's doing good work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically, I had a fun with I have a good time playing with Sabin. Yeah, there's no way this is coming out right. But basically, you know what? There's something I realize as these events move on, and there's less and less days going on. Beggars can be choosers. You're gonna have, all the good players, I believe, get their 2 million points real quick, and before you know it, you are stuck with definitely not the cream of the crop. I pasted some screenshots on Twitter today.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
don't be that level 37 character with a level 4 chocobo trying to do level 70 co-op. This does not work. It doesn't work. You can't expect people to drag you through this. And I tried to do a mark of myself this morning. I figured, you know what? I'm going to host some fights, and whoever comes in,
good guy.
I'll just live with a train wreck, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Within minutes, either as host or guest, I had terrible characters just joining. We're hitting that nail every show, but you gotta keep in mind, people, Chocobo or Sylph, level 11 or higher. If you don't have that, please don't join with Ifrit level 9. Don't join with under-geared, under-level characters. We are not your personal power levelers, and by we, I mean all the other players. I've had a ton of fun with people rank 44 because they took the time to level their summon, they took the time to level their characters, and while they probably only leveled a handful of them, they at least got one right for the event, and it was a whole lot fun to do. But if you join with bad summons, don't, because I did the test. I would go on as guest, so I would be into one of these groups with a stupid Sabin, and I would disband, and I would come back, and I would hit the same group over and over again. Buddy, if you've been waiting to get a party of 3 for 15 minutes, maybe the problems is not the other players. Maybe you are part of the problem. You're actually not part of any solution right there. You're part of the problem. Get away, move away from the co-op for a few minutes. Level your summon. It's important. Yes. It will be night and day for you.
Yeah, at least. Well, I don't know how many times we have to say it. You have to have Chocobo, or right now, Chocobo or Sylph at level 11. One of those. It's light and day. These are real fast co-ops. The faster they go, the more points, the less grinding. So you just need one of those. There's no reason you can't have one of those, even if you're a new player. Play through the game before you start hitting on level 70 co-op. Give yourself some time. But it's the thing. So I just wonder how much of it is trolling, like people trolling co-op. Because you posted a couple pics today of a level 35 Sabin Crystal Strength, level 35 in this current event, not in the Runaway Prince event, but in the Dawn, the Will of the Dawn, the Krile event. So, and the one guy was like rank 150. So
no,
this was not a
This morning
new
I was
player.
doing the Runaway Prince.
Oh, that was Runaway Prince.
Yeah, that was Runaway Prince, and that's what I meant with beggars can't be choosers. There's only 4 days left to an event. You're not going to get the star players. They've already moved on, and I was fair with that. I just wanted some more armor tokens, so I was totally fine with it. But at some point, can we get something better than the end of the barrel? It's not a hard game to get to level 50.
My Sabin has no weapons. I have no Sabin gear, right? My Sabin is 50-50. So I mean, I'm not really sure.
Well,
Like
again,
if you're going all in on Sabin, just go all in on Sabin. At least rank him up to level 45, or just.
I still haven't seen a fully powered out Sabin anywhere. So
No, I have not seen any max limit broke Sabins. I think there's a reason for that. So poor Sabin. His day will come.
and
Not yet.
the other thing I realized in co-op, and we played a couple of matches together earlier this week. You know, you have these great strategies, Mark. Sometimes, in the Runaway Prince, bring Cecil. Make sure you not charge, but what's the name?
Valiant blow.
Huh? No, no.
Valiant
But when
blow.
you throw them in the air,
Knock back.
knock
Chase.
back.
Yeah.
Make sure you knock them back. And we confused the hell out of people.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh
would
yeah.
Kupo the hell out of me every time I did that. So you know what?
I-
These are great strategies, but it doesn't work unless you're in a close group because you're gonna get like I was son of a subbed more times than I could remember. So at some point I gave up trying to get that summon faster. It's just not worth it. It really really messes up people when you do stuff like that.
Well, I mean, obviously, if you know a little bit about the mechanics, it helps. If you're a new player and you're trying to figure it out, it's not going to make any sense
We
because it's
weren't
kind of
playing with new players.
counterintuitive.
We weren't
What?
playing with new players.
Oh no. But yeah, it's still counterintuitive, the kind of things. But that's how you get 200, 300, 400,000 points in a co-op match.
I mean, just the fact that I've been more, I've been letting myself getting break more and more in order to get that summon gauge going faster.
Yeah.
That got me some bad son of a subs from some people that couldn't understand. And at the same time, these are the same people that will hold on to their brave counter. They
Oh,
won't
yeah.
do any HP attacks because an enemy somewhere is targeting them and they don't want to be break. So they'll just drag your fight longer and longer and longer. And oh dear God.
Yeah, turn 30, turn 40. I'm like, oh, this was a 5-turn battle that now is 30 turns into it. I don't know what's happened. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. I don't mind going on. If I'm hosting, I would rather people show up who are willing to play. Not I'm not looking for the best of the best, but at least somebody. If you're gonna do that, if you're going random, if you're hosting and I join your game and you want to host with a level 35 Sabin, in this current event, that's fine. I'll make the choice to come on and see what we can do. Right? I'm not expecting much. That's cool. That's fine with me. I've done that plenty of times, but yeah, don't join my game because I don't
don't
have a
mess
way to.
my bells.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have a way to kick you off without kicking like the max limit broke Cecil that's with me. So yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I'm done with this event. So.
I've got to say, it would be nice if, we're talking about low importance quality of life stuff, but it would be nice if you could
Yeah.
kick someone from your group instead of having to disband. Because sometimes it's only that third player that you want to kick out, and you got to lose that second good player. And the other thing, it would be great if you could either block a player or, dear God, just mute him. Because some of them, and we've talked about this in the earlier shows, some of them are like emote trigger happies. They're just spamming that thing all the time, and nothing pisses me off more than when I've like my turn comes on. I've waited 2 seconds because I was like holding something else, and the guy's going brave attack. Yeah, I know. Relax. And my other turn comes on, or the other player comes on, and it's like HP attack, dude. Relax. I mean, 5 seconds is good to think about something. I mean, take a deep breath. It'll be all good.
If your summon gauge is full for like 4 turns and you haven't summoned, I'm gonna put summon.
No,
Summon.
definitely. And if it's been like 30-ish seconds, maybe the person's thinking or anything. But there's people like every time someone has a turn, without even like waiting for anything. They'll just be like telling you what to do. It's like, dude, just chill out. It's good. So I really wish there was a way to like mute a player. It's
No
like, nope,
emojis.
stop this. It's enough. But
Speaking of emojis, did you know you can move them around? I didn't know that till like last week.
really,
That you can move them. That's how you use the pointer emoji. Like you can move it around the screen and it ends up where you leave it. That's where it goes. That's
you know,
helpful.
that's funny. I almost put in the outline something about the pointer emoji that I couldn't understand how it
Yeah,
worked, and it would
you
always
drag it,
appear.
drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. So if somebody
oh.
says, "What should I do?" Then you go valiant blow with your little pointer emoji.
So
Valiant
you take
blow.
it
That's what you
from,
do.
let's see, if you're watching on Twitch, so you take it from like down there and you just drag it. Whoop.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, that's interesting.
Hmm.
That's interesting. So if you're on
Yeah.
audio and you're listening to this, basically you put you uh, tap on Mog. It's going to bring up your emoji bar at the bottom. You tap on the finger, and while tap, you
Hold it down.
drag it. Yeah, you hold
Yep.
it down and you drag it where you want to point,
And let
and then
go.
you let it go, and that's where it'll go. So,
That's right. Good
wow, the
move.
things we learn.
Yes.
I had no idea. Frankly, I had no idea, and I was wondering how that pointer thing worked. So
Yeah.
I am glad to know that.
Yeah.
I
One more
thought
news.
someone like you pointed this, then you pointed the finger, and it would go like
Yeah.
all over.
What's
And
going on? Yeah. One more news item I added to the outline here. If you are looking for that cool Cloud NT Buster Sword, the 35 CP weapon that comes with Dissidia NT, you can do that until June 30th.
Yep.
So I believe June 30th that's when that ends. That's only for Android players, though. So if you are on iOS, I guess you're out of luck for the jump. What do they call it? Jump off bonus. You get a whole bunch of bonuses besides you get power tokens and gil and armor token, not armor tokens, but the power up tokens, stones, and that cool Cloud 35 CP weapon. So go out and buy Dissidia NT and get that code. And if you're a Android user and use Google Play, so
yeah,
if you're on iOS,
I made all the wrong life choices here. I'm an iOS player. I bought an Xbox, so
mhm.
I
Yeah.
would really like to play the CDNT. I would stream that thing day and night, but I decided to
Yeah,
play
well,
Sea of Thief.
if I could get the code on iOS, then I would go buy it right now.
So, something was Trial of Leviathan available when we did the last show? Did it
Yeah,
come?
we talked about Trial of Leviathan. I just thought maybe we should have a little bit of
Oh, yeah, that's right.
follow up. We never actually discussed what the level 30 or level 30. Whoo, it's a powerful summon. No, level 20 Leviathan does.
What does
So
it do?
the level 20 gives you a 2500 brave magic attack, water, like all of the other ones in that level. 6 turns, 4000 max brave bonus boost, and the blessing is regain 60% brave for 12 turns when HP falls below 50%. So a nice brave regen bonus for Leviathan, and that is what the bonus is at level 20. My Leviathan is now level 20. So another thing I thought while we were talking about this, so if you're like me and your Leviathan is already level 20, I think the next question is, okay, what do I do
What
with my
now?
stamina now that Leviathan is gone? There's no artifacts to grind. Well, you could certainly do in Trials of Leviathan the Crystal Spring Part 2 or the Orb Spring Part 2, but remember that we have Trials of Efreet permanently, and Trials of Efreet have Crystal Spring level 3 and Orb Spring level 3. So they have the level 60 versions of those Crystal Springs and Orb Springs. They cost 30 stamina. You're going to get a lot more 4-star armor and weapon upgrades, and you're also going to get a lot of medium or I forget what the actual crystals are called. You're going to get a lot more of the second and third tier crystals the clusters and regular crystals and clusters, right? Shards, crystals, crystal clusters. Is that what they're called? Anyway, so there's 3 levels of crystals. If you do the level 60 part 3 crystal spring, you're going to end up with a lot of second and third tier crystals, if that makes sense.
Yep, it does.
If you're looking for something to do with that stamina, use it up. That's what I've been doing. Lots of fun, and it's also good leveling. So if you're not ranked 220,
It's 220 now.
221, I think, right?
I don't know. I just got 210.
My Krile is level 46, so she's my lowest level character. So
I have no idea how you managed to do this. Seriously, there's
Ow.
you have more time in a day than I do.
I don't. That's the thing. I don't at all. I don't.
I
was
don't
gone.
get it.
I was gone all Monday. I didn't play all Monday. I guess I did play. I'm kind of on vacation right now, but yeah, last week was crazy. But I just do the. Well, we'll talk about it later because it's part of our question of the week. So, yeah, it's not too hard. It's not too hard.
All right. So, new character, the Krile from Final Fantasy V. Apparently, she has a full name that you've put in the outline. It's Krile
right?
Mayer Balderson. Balderson?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I had no idea.
I
As far as I know, it's the first Final Fantasy character that has a last name until like Final Fantasy 11, 12, something. So
no, Cloud.
There's Squall Lionheart. So Final Fantasy.
Well,
8?
Cloud, Tifa Lockhart, Cloud
so
Strife,
Final Fantasy 7. All right.
Sephiroth. No, he doesn't have a last name. But most of the Final Fantasy
Terra
7
has-
characters.
Now Final Fantasy 6 have last names as well. Edgar Figueroa. I'm full of crap. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. So, so she's the princess of Bal Castle, granddaughter of Hero Galuf, which is, Final Fantasy 4. Thank you, people on Twitch. Final Fantasy 4 has last name. Please, if you're on your car hitting your head on the steering wheel, I apologize. I say about 10 dumb thing per podcast.
To be
This is
fair,
number 1.
To be fair to you, Final Fantasy 1, no last name. So
Well, there's Warrior of Light.
of Light. Yeah, it's like Jesus of Nazareth, Warrior of Light. It's like a last name. Yeah.
It's like,
Gotcha.
Mother of Light and Father of Light. So how are we gonna name it? I would name it Warrior.
Warrior.
So he's the little Warrior of Light.
We'll call him Wall for short.
Wall. Hey, Wall. Probably got beat up at school. So there's something in. Did you play Final Fantasy V?
Yeah.
Okay. And Twitch, people on Twitch, I'm gonna need you on that one. I didn't play it through. So from what I know, Krile becomes relevant in Final Fantasy V when Galuf dies. Correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. In Dissidia, she's like, "Oh, never leave me again," and they're all super happy to see.
Yeah.
How is that canon? I've asked that question before. Where exactly does this?
Everybody's
Dissidia...
entering. Everyone is entering Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia at different times in their timeline, right? So there are probably people with different information about their
own
contexts,
okay.
About their contexts, but maybe they don't have that memory. I don't think we should probably think about it too much because it's Final Fantasy.
I'm telling you, if Ixdat comes around, we're gonna know that this stuff is bananas because there's gonna be a massive backlash. And wait, you're not supposed to be alive. You're not supposed to know he's alive. And yeah,
what's happening? Yeah, no, right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. So I guess
how's Krile in the game, the Dissidia game?
She's good. The real question is, how do you pronounce her name?
There's a lot of talks going on in Reddit. I've actually, I'll link in the note something about a pronunciation guide about it. There's Krile. You got any other pronunciations?
Yeah, Krile, Creel. I think Creel and Krile are the two biggest. And my intuition, of course, there was no soundtrack or no voice. There was no soundtrack. There wasn't voiceovers in Final Fantasy V. We didn't even get Final Fantasy V till early 2000s.
Legally.
Yeah, I mean, long time. I think it was on a PlayStation port with either Final Fantasy 4 or 6. I don't remember when the first time we got it was. Anyway, there's no voiceover, so we didn't know how they're pronounced. But since it's spelled the same way as like vile, bile, smile, I think Krile is the most correct, at least English version.
Mino Spell God on Twitch is saying file like Ryle with a K.
Yeah, so, Ryle. Mm-hmm.
And he also says Final Fantasy XIV names their NPCs after old Final Fantasy characters and has voice acting. And he linked a YouTube video. Let's see what it says, if it's super long or not. Just 1 second. Obviously, this is going to be like porn or something, and I just been rickrolled into it. Oh.
Pray, allow me to introduce Krile.
So Pray, let's do this again. So he says, Pray, allow me to introduce Krile. So just one more time for those of you listening.
Pray, allow me to introduce Krile, who is recently come from the Sharlayan motherland.
Krile.
So
mystery solved.
I will link that in the show notes as well. I thank you, Mino. That's super great. Really appreciate it. So it is decided. It is Square made it official. It's Krile. So, but how is Krile? Besides her name, how good is she?
Krile, obviously Final Fantasy V, everybody's got their own kind of job system, so there's not like one person's this, one person's that. But I think Kryle's pretty good in this game, so she's kind of a support mage and a brave battery. So with her 15 CP weapon. So there's some pros. She's got great brave battery with support. She's a good lightning damage character, good lightning magic damage. She's actually kind of fast. She's actually really, really fast. And that's not necessarily a good thing for a support character, especially when it comes to co-op, because then you're eating turns from damage-dealing characters. But even in single player, you're eating turns from damage-dealing characters when you are a fast support character. So that's kind of a con. And she also has super low attack and is very ineffective against lightning-resistant foes. So some good character qualities, some not-so-good character qualities. Command abilities are Ray of Hope, which is a brave battery, attack bonus, and elemental weakness plus. So this is a unique status for Krile. She gives the party elemental weakness plus. Well, she gives herself elemental weakness plus. We'll talk about the AoE thing in a second. Her second command ability is Thunder, which is a lightning brave attack with max brave plus with mastery. Both of those abilities have that mastery bonus. You use them a couple times and they get more powerful. Her equipment is Lilith Rod. Always love the Lilith Rod. That's the 15 CP weapon. And this is probably the better of the two weapons just because it makes Ray of Hope area of effect, which means it targets the entire party.
Oh, that's good.
Super
Kinda
awesome.
Like Yuna's with Dissidia.
Yuna, yep. I mean, just makes her a lot better. And then there's the Wizard Rod. That's the 35 CP weapon, and that buffs the Thunder attack, makes it even better.
So you're saying for her, the 15 CP weapon might be more interesting than the 35 CP weapon?
Well, I think if you want to use Krile, that the 15 CP weapon is what you want to go for first. I mean, you want both of them, obviously, but even if you're casually playing, the 15 CP weapon is kind of the prize of the two because it makes that Ray of Hope AoE, and for your support character, that's what you really want. You don't want to spend 3 turns doing Ray of Hope. You just want a one and done.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So if you're looking, I thought we'd do something different because we're going to get artifact dungeons, and we're going to be getting, obviously, artifacts for Krile in co-op. So if you're looking for the best artifact passives, since her Brave battery is based on Int Brave, this is really important. She's the only Brave battery that the Brave generation is based on Initial Brave. Which is awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
We might not have hit this before. So, what exactly is Initial Brave?
So, Initial Brave is the Brave you start the match with, start the round with. Every round you start with what your initial Brave score is. A lot of Brave batteries, it's based on your current Brave, like your standing Brave, so it gives you like 1.5 times your current Brave.
Like that's like Terra's Meltdown. It'll do 1.2.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so Terra's abilities are based on her current Brave. Krile's ability is based on her initial Brave. So it doesn't matter if she has a high Brave, a low Brave, anything. It's based on her initial Brave. So you want her initial Brave up. Therefore, you're looking for Int Brave plus 170, which is max. So it will be a different color. It goes from white to like orange or red. So Int Brave 170, that's the ideal passive. Another, if you're looking for some other options, that 2-star Thunder bonus or the attack plus 108, which is max attack bonus, that would also help her low damage output. So you're always going to struggle if she's against someone who's resistant to lightning, but other than that, that's going to help. So going back to the story, so Krile gets her own little story bonus here, right?
Which is really odd. We've had a feeling for the last couple of weeks that Mog was playing us, was hiding something from us, but it's, it's kind of funny. As soon as someone who can read Moogle's minds comes along, oops, somebody has left the stove open and just walks away.
Yeah, so in Final Fantasy V, Moogles do not talk, but she can communicate with Moogles just like she can communicate with Windrakes and Chocobos. So, I mean, they make noise, but they don't speak the common language, whatever that is in that world. So she can communicate with them, and so Mog is somewhat disturbed because he assumes she can read his mind. So there's a couple little funny scenes about him not wanting her to read his mind, or their mind, whatever Mog is, Moogle mind. And so what is that Moogle hiding, I guess, is the question to think about from here. Maybe we'll learn more in Chapter 8.
Let's see. So it hasn't been the heroes, as far as I know, the heroes don't know that Mog speaks with both the goddess and the anti-goddess, that other guy. Not
the bad guy.
Yeah, the Sephiroth kind of guy. So maybe that's one thing. He's obviously playing on both sides. We know that because of the his insistence of recruiting Seymour. Well, getting his GPS coordinates to use him whenever possible. So he's playing the light the way he kind of wants. So obviously there's something bigger behind this that it would probably make the heroes a little mad if they knew that Mog was playing on both sides. So that's my theory for what it's worth.
Spoilers. We'll find out.
Dissidia is an insider job. Mog does not want you to know. But there's something that Mog should tell you. Malboros are cancers. They're the worst.
Yeah, don't smoke.
Yeah, that's just
don't smoke, kids. That's the real lesson here.
That's
not Marlboros, but Malboro. Malboros.
Malboros. I mean, like that ugly, stupid face here. And just because the Malboro wasn't bad enough, in this event, you're gonna fight the greatest Malboro.
Yeah, not just a greater.
No, it's the greatest. So if they bring
now, is that objective, or is that like he's like, I'm the greatest Malboro you've ever faced? So is that like a personal opinion, like I'm the greatest, or is it like really he is the greatest?
Like, is it something that everybody, all the Malboros agree on? Like, well, that's like that's maybe, number one, or is it self-titled?
Yeah, we just had Miss America, so maybe they have like a Malboro Miss America contest. The greatest Malboro. Maybe it's like American Ninja Warrior. I don't know what, Stanley Cup. I'm not sure. There's some kind of contest to determine who the greatest
instead
Malboro.
Of Forge and Fire, it's Forge and Bad Brat, and whoever wins that becomes the greatest
Who's
Malboro.
got the worst breath? Yeah.
So my dog would probably win that for what it's worth.
I'd watch a whole reality show about Marlboros competing to see who has the bad breath. They don't have to brush their teeth, like they're eating like Limburger cheese. Yeah, that's great. That's good time.
I see Malboro in any dungeon. My number one reaction is Yuna. Don't go in a fight without Yuna, especially I have a weapon that does Asuna on all party. And I believe you're about to tell me that this is a bad reflex. Why is that?
Yep. No, you don't need her.
Why? It's a Malboro. It's going to make your characters blind and miss.
No, it's not. The way this one attacks, it's not really necessary. His first turn is not to cast blind on the entire party.
Well, that's not the greatest Malboro. I'm sorry, but I disagree.
Yeah. He has Rancid Breath, which I believe is attack down. There's a couple other. I think he does have a bad breath that does blind, but it doesn't seem to be very, very tough. Yeah, he has bad breath, but
yeah, I see bad breath and Rancid Breath is group brave magic attack and inflicts attack down.
Yeah, so you tend to see Rancid Breath first, and then you have Noxus Salva. And Toxic Salva, Corrode. I'm not even sure I've seen a bad breath in this co-op.
Really?
And I've played some pretty bad ones. I'm not gonna lie. I've played some pretty rough co-ops. So I'm not even sure I've seen bad breath. But anyway, hopefully you wouldn't even get to the place where that would be the reality. The day you see bad breath,
that's you want to move along real quick from that person. When you get to see it, it's not.
It's not
but yeah, so don't bring Yuna. Okay, fine, that's good. But then it gets even weirder in your thing. Although I gotta say, Cecil, Yuffie, and what's her face, Krile are character events in this event. You're telling me that a party of all Cecil is a good way to go if they're geared correctly?
Oh yeah, it's Cecil time. I don't even care. I don't care if you have a level 50/50 Cecil with like 4-star armor. I'll do it. I'm up for it. I have no. Obviously, yeah. If you have all 3 Cecils with their 35 CP weapon, it's gonna be hotcakes. It's gonna be great. Everybody's gonna have a good party. It's gonna be 3 turns, and we're gonna call it a day. We're talking like 400,000 points.
Holy wow!
Yeah. So my high score for this one with random. I do not have a coordinated attack. I thought I had more than that. Yeah, so just random people is over 200,000.
Over 9,000.
Yeah. But yeah, I've seen well over 400,000 with a coordinated Cecil attack. 3 high-level Cecils all know what they're doing. It can happen. Easily 100,000. It's not a problem. 120, 150. Well, to give you a sense of it, I have beaten this boss, this level 70 co-op, 25 times. I know that just because I haven't completed the beat the boss 30-time mission. So I've got 25 out of 30 defeat greatest Malboro 30 times in the event quest Will of Dawn. So in 25 times, I have done more than 1.6 million. 1,600,000, points. I've completed the point missions.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, so like when like 2 party members die and it's 30 turns, you're talking 30,000 points. But that's like very rare. That's like if Yuffie is in the party. So
yeah, I think you talked about this week about a party with Yuffie that did not end very well.
I wanted to see. I'm like, okay, maybe Yuffie's gonna. No, she's not. Again, she just doesn't really have a good moveset, and it's rough. But it doesn't have to be 3 Cecils. All right, you can have 2 Cecils or 1 Cecil and a couple good DPS characters. Just make sure that you know what you're supposed to be doing when Cecil goes Valiant Blow and knocks your characters back. Again, there's some confusion about what that looks like and what do we need to do. So if you are using Cecil, can I give you a little primer here for your 3 Cecil party or even your 1 Cecil party? So if you're lucky enough to have 3 Cecils in your co-op party, your first 3 turns are Valiant Blow. don't hit darkness, don't do brave attack, don't do HP attack unless you're in knockback, unless you're in chase mode. Valiant blow, valiant blow, valiant blow. That's
For
your
all
first
of
3
them?
turns. Yep. First 3 turns, valiant blow, valiant blow, valiant blow. And if you do that the first 3 turns, you're going to have your summon gauge active. Chocobor, Sylph, level 11 plus are going to be active. So that's why you do it. Remember, because if you knock a character back, and of course, if you have other people involved in that chase mechanic, you're going to get a huge buff to your summon gauge, and you're going to trigger your summon. So that's why you can beat this in 3 turns.
Yeah, because once you're chaining these summons, the mob is pretty much just doubling their times, and the turn number doesn't increase. The mob doesn't get any attack out of it, so it can be the end of the game real quickly.
Yeah, when you're in chase, your turns aren't counted, and when you're in summon, your turns don't count. So, your turn stays by where it was when you started either the summon or you started the chase. Cecil 1 does Valiant Blow. Cecil 2, HP attack. When you're in chase, you do bonus HP damage.
Yep.
So just do HP attacks. There's no reason not to. Okay, you do Brave bonus, but the HP bonus is there, right? So, you're almost always going to do HP attack. There may be exceptions, but generally speaking, do the HP attack. When you're in summon mode, switch between Darkness and Valiant Blow. So, somebody's going to Valiant Blow, then somebody does HP attack, then the next person can do Darkness, then the next person can do Valiant Blow, the next person can do Darkness, right? And you try to take turns either doing the HP attack or the Valiant Blow. Something cool that's going to happen is when Cecil gets his Awakening, his level 60, his Valiant Blow actually becomes an HP attack.
Ooh, that's good.
Because that's not broken enough, right? So it actually becomes a Brave plus HP attack, which is crazy. But for right now, it is not that. So just take turns doing the HP attack and then doing the Valiant Blows. Yeah, and pay attention to the Brave of your allies. So 5 to 8 turn victories are fairly simple. Even if you only have 1 or 2 Cecils, shouldn't be an issue. If you are the single Cecil, you're pretty much doing Valiant Blow for a couple of turns to try to get them into summon. Some characters to avoid when you're trying to do a fast co-op.
Yeah, that's why we're saying to avoid. That is, if you want to have a fast co-op, which in turns mean you're going to get a higher score. I mean, you can play these characters; they're probably fine, most of them. But if your goal is not to grind that thing until the end of the event, then there's some characters you really want to avoid to get a higher score.
Yeah, so any character that takes multiple turns, for example, Terra, you have to, you have to do a setup and then attack, setup and attack. That's a character you're going to want to avoid. Support characters. There's no reason to have support characters. Ramza, Yuna, Hope, Aiko. That being said, Krile is really good in this event because of her lightning attack, and actually her AoE Ray of Hope would help in this particular event. I really haven't seen anybody with that, unfortunately. But anyway, her thunder attack, if you have her thunder bonus, is really, really quite good in this. So and she can then use her attack while she's being knocked back by Cecil. So any character that does not just DPS, so you got like Tidus, the DPS characters, but any character that can do Brave Generation, if you have Cecils in your party, is going to be great, because then when Cecil knocks you back, they can do an HP attack. So characters like Preesh and Squall and Krile are really good options with 1 or 2 Cecils, because they're going to be generating that HP, that Brave, so they can do a good HP attack damage. Yuffie is terrible, so I wish I gave her a chance. It did not end well for anyone. I'm not even sure. We may have all died in that. I think that's the one co-op level 70 that everyone died because Yuffie was there. Like, it may have even been the first turn. The Greater Marble just went berserk and killed everyone. Yuffie's there, so she just has a weird move set. And It's okay, but it's not great, and it's certainly not great when you're trying to beat the boss in 3 to 10 turns.
All right, so Yuffie out of the way. What are the best options? Obviously, we've talked in length about Cecil. Obviously, there's going to be your home, your homeboy, your love boy, Squall, and Krile. Anybody else that are really good?
Yeah, Prish.
Prish.
Yeah, I think Prish has been. Yeah, Krile, Squall, Prish. Those are kind of, besides Cecil, the ones that I've seen that are kind of the best. But again, we've been seeing people bringing in low-level characters who are not max strength level. There are some characters like a Squall with no equipment. Like anybody can have. If you started playing today, you can have Squall, right? A Squall with no equipment is going to be better than a lot of other characters.
Wow.
Because Solid Barrow is going to make you some decent Brave generation, and you're going to be able to use that in the attack. Obviously, if you get Krile, so bring Krile. She's going to be a decent option. But everybody gets Cecil, so use Cecil. Like literally, I would rather have a Cecil with no weapons, none of his weapons, than a lot of other characters, especially Yuffie. Mostly Yuffie.
Don't bring Yuffie.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I've played with Cecils with like 4-star gear. I don't care. I mean, as long as they're high level.
All right. Works.
They got Valiant Blow just like I do, right? I mean, mine's better, but
All right. You are ridiculously OP'd. I want to say that again. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
You've got highly ranked friends somewhere. That's for sure. You don't get the same draws that I do, or something wrong in there.
Yeah, life's not fair.
Nope, it's not.
Yeah, so speaking of draws,
we've got the Krile banner. So we've talked about that one. We've talked about Krile's weapon, but there's also a new 35 CP weapon for Cecil.
Yeah.
Which is, one sec, just loading up Dissidia DB right here.
It's the Claw of Darkness.
The Claw of Darkness, which is not a claw at all, but a sword.
It is. It is not a claw.
It's a dark claw.
Or a bustard sword. So.
There we go. It's called the Dark Claw.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even like a spear. I'm not even really sure.
It looks like a spear. It doesn't look like a sword at all.
Like a lance. Anyway, it is great. It makes Valiant Blow better and gives him a attack up boost and makes it faster. Makes him faster. So awesome.
So when a weapon says we've covered that before, but when a weapon says lower its action delay, I mean, what exactly does it mean again? Because the action doesn't take more time. I mean, you hit it, he swings, and that's how it works.
Oh no, but depending on when you use an ability, it changes your turn order. So yeah, if the action delay is lower, then it will be less actions before you act again. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. I just wanted to give our listeners a reminder about what lower action delay meant. So
yeah,
because we've got new listeners every week, and maybe some of them are new players, so there's certain mechanics we've talked about that they might not have fully mastered yet. So is it? And then there's Yuffie with the little origami bird. Do we draw? Do we hold? Is it a good banner? Is it trash? What do you think?
Well, this was not a banner on my
on your list. On your budget?
On my great list of budgeting, but I did have 100 tickets, so I used all 100 tickets.
You used all 100 tickets on that banner?
On this banner.
Wow.
Basically to get Cecil's 35 CP. So,
did you get it?
Yeah, I ended up. So when you use tickets, it's about 1 in 20 chance of getting a 5-star. So I used 100. I used 100 tickets, and I got 5 5-star. So I got 2 Yuffies, which I immediately sold. I got 1 Cecil, 15 CP. I got an off-banner Yang, 15 CP, which I immediately sold. And I got Claw of Darkness, the 35 Cecil CP. So I had enough power stones to fully limit break Cecil's 15 CP weapon, which is called Deathbringer, and so he could learn that passive. And I have a 1 non-limit broke Claw of Darkness, so I don't have that limit broke at all. I did not go get armor tokens for Cecil yet. He's very good just the way he is. So, yeah.
He doesn't need any more modification than he has.
Yeah, it's a good banner. It's not the best banner, but Cryo's pretty good. Cecil's pretty good. Yuffie's there. So.
And then there's a weekly banner reintroducing Laguna's 215 CP weapons, Zell's gloves, and Penelo's dirk. It's not half price, as far as I know, it's nothing to call home about. But maybe you have a different opinion.
So, is this the first time we've seen Burning Fist?
Is it? I don't think it is.
I cannot remember for the life of me.
Because if it was new,
Zell is a chapter character, right?
He might have been, but he was also featured in a previous event, wasn't he? Was he not?
I don't think so. Now I have to check.
I'm on Dissidia DB right now, checking this at this very moment. Where are you, Zell? All right, let's see.
Yeah, so Zell was in Chapter 7. It was Zell, Laylee, and Vincent.
Nope, Maverick is only 15 CP weapon. So it's the same weapon we've had in previous banners before. It's not new. It is not new.
So. Well, this isn't. I'm in the wrong guy. This is. Who is this? It's not Zell. This is. I'm looking at the wrong person. I'm looking at not the wrong banner. That's why I'm having a break.
I'll do it.
Yeah, that's Saban's Claw. His Burning Fist. That's not right. Yeah, no, Maverick. Yep, there we go.
You did say, now that I think about it, you did say Burning Fist, and I didn't think anything of it, but yeah.
So. Yeah, so we definitely haven't had Burning Fist for Zell.
Yep, no Burning.
Yeah, so yeah, there we go. It's a weekly banner. It's not exciting. Laguna's gun, we had it last week. It's good. I like it. It's a nice 15 CP weapon. So, is it worth it? Maybe.
I don't know. For some reason, it might be good or bad, but Square got in my mind weekly banner have to be half price or I don't draw on them. So because they bring
they tempted you with that half price.
They did,
banner,
and they don't bring any new any level 35 CP weapons. So
yeah, too true.
So you know,
and there are a couple decent other banners. So
and I said I would hold on for Lightning. And I'm at 14.
Lightning's coming.
Yeah, I'm at 1,400, 40,000. I mean, jams. So.
Yep.
I will go all out on Lightning.
Sounds good.
Question of the week: do you force yourself to do all 10 crystal cycle quests every single day? Now, obviously, when you log into the game every day, you have 5 mission quest to do to get 100 gems, 100 Cecilia points, armor material, weapon material, and some like 100 gold pieces or something. So you do 5 of them, but the question is, do you force yourself to do all 10 in order to, stock up those crystals? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, so if I look at over the last week, I try to think. So I was gone all Monday. I was in the city at meetings. Last Tuesday, I had a meeting all day. So you're talking 12, 13-hour days. I had 2 funerals on Saturday and taught a class and had some family obligations. So that, that day was kind of busy. So I have days like that where I'm just busy. So I don't worry about it. I don't lose any sleep about not doing my next quest.
You'll skip those cycle quests entirely for that day.
Yeah. No, I mean, if I can log on for 5 minutes, then depending on if I needed to do Leviathan, I might do Leviathan. If I needed to do co-op, I might do co-op. So I'll prioritize whatever needs to be done, right? But if there's nothing else to do, I'm going to use those cycle quests. It's always good to have the crystals, and that's the best XP you get in this game. So,
even on your busy day, are you going to log in to get your daily gift, or there might even be days where you don't log in at all?
I think I have logged in and always done at least 5 missions. So I don't think I've ever gone a day without not doing 5 missions since the game started.
But you won't lose any sleep over not having a crystal.
Yeah, if I spent 15 minutes doing stamina dungeons to get Leviathan gear, that's fine, as opposed to doing the cycle quest. But generally speaking, I like to do the cycle quest. I've done them today, and that's why my characters are all level 50 except for Krile, who's level 46.
That's insane.
I usually I'll bring 2 or 3. So when we get the chapter with the 3 new characters, I'll find a way to bring probably all 3 of them into those and level them up simultaneously after the first kind of couple levels. But she'll sit here with me for the rest of the week until she's level 50. And when I get a decent amount of crystals, I kind of use the crystals to try to max out my crystals. Now, I do not have everybody at max crystal strength. I have everyone at least level 40 crystal strength.
Wow.
So my lowest crystal strength is level 40. I've got 5, 8, 10. I've got 10 level 40s and 7, 8, 9 level 45s. The rest are 50 crystal strength. But
do you use cycle keys at all, or that's just doing your dailies?
I am saving my... I occasionally use cycle quest keys, yes. How do I find out how many I have here? Give you a sense of how many.
You go to the Dissidia Points menu, you'll see them.
Yeah, so since we've gotten Power Stones, I've been using my Dissidia Points for Power Stones.
Oh yeah, same here.
So I have not been using them for potions or cycle quests or these hot Tifa stickers. I mean, these hot wool stickers. Good job, buddy. Anyway, I have not bought any of those. I'm back at 100 Dissidia points finally, so I got my Power Stone this week, and I'm already at 1,000, so I've kind of bridged that. But yeah, I've got 31 cycle quest keys, and I have 12 stamina potions, so I've got a good chunk. I've got a healthy amount of support items that I have not used. So I'm waiting for double crystals, that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
All right. On my end, I know that I'll feel, for some reason, might be a bit of completionist, but I'll feel really bad if I don't hit my my 10 cycle quests. Like, it'll bug me. But at the same time, I'm a little bit ADHD, so I'm having a hard time just looking at my phone, auto battle these things. Like, I'll get bored and I'll tab out of the game and start looking or browsing and something. So it's always a constant fight between I gotta do them and oh my god, this is so boring, I gotta entertain myself some other way. So usually what I'll do is I'll do those quests while doing something else. Like, the phone will sit right by me and I'll just hit next and do something, or work and next. And
that's pretty much how it goes. Yeah.
So, rank up, 211. Yay.
Woo-hoo!
So,
yeah, I think 221 is max. I think I have one more rank, so I'm 220 right now. But reminder, if you're talking about rank, especially as we get into stamina dungeons, your max stamina is 200.
Yeah, it doesn't move on. And as far as I know, even in the Japanese version right now, which is like still way 200. Ahead of us, it's still 200. So that thing is not going to move on. We don't have the question of next week yet.
Oh, I do. I have one.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I added one in. Got to look at the, so there's been some talk about co-op. some people are really, this current meta with the Cecils and the 3-4 turns, the fast co-op, that's no good. So I guess my question to you and for all those listening or watching or all those who want to comment on Facebook or Twitter is, does co-op need to change?
That's an excellent question.
Do you like what co-op is? Do you think there could be some changes? Do you think there's, some tweaks that could be made to make it a fuller experience? Or, hey, I beat this 1,600,000 points real quick. So I kind of like where things are right now, right? But yeah, so I thought that was a good one.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good, and I'm already looking forward to talk about that next week, which brings me to upcoming event. We have no idea what's going to be dropping next week. Even Dissidia DB doesn't have anything much. I guess at that point we've got 3 days left on the Runaway Prince, so my guess is that they're going to announce probably very shortly a maintenance on Dissidia, and my guess, which is as good as anyone's. And that's a shame that the Square Enix community person, Glassy, is no longer connected to her stream, because I would have hoped to have some exclusive for you. Hopefully we'll have Chapter 8 next week. And who would be the next character at that point? Let's see.
Chapter 8 or which event? Chapter 8 is Lightning, Cyan, and Papa Lemo. And after...
So we've got Tancred that should be from Final Fantasy XIV. That should be coming shortly as well. So I guess, it's either going to be Tancred or Chapter 8. It's going to be one or the other. Maybe both. Who knows? So we'll see. So for that reason, obviously we might be recording a day earlier, a day later, depending on how content drop. But that's the mystery that Dissidia is. Sometimes 4 events down the road, and sometimes you have no idea what's coming in 3 days. So it is what it is. So I think that's going to be it for us. Stupid cat. And yeah, that's going to be our show. So obviously, if you want to reach us, the best way to do that is on all our social medias. You can find all the links on tccpodcast.com. We're on Facebook at the Crystal Chronicles. We're on Twitter, FFTCC Podcast. We're on Twitch at the Crystal Chronicles. If you're listening to this on audio, if you're listening to this on YouTube, and you want to send us a question, you want to send us a comment, you can send that to COOP at tccpodcast.com, and we'll definitely talk about it on the show. Leave a note on YouTube if you do listen it there. We appreciate that. We try to respond to the feedback when we can. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. Any last part of wisdom, Mark?
No, hopefully we'll get Chapter 8 and have a lot more things to do this coming week.
Awesome. So that's going to be our show for us. That was episode number 11, recorded on May 23rd, 2018. And thank you very much, and have a good time.